Hi guys, Ronnie here and welcome to the workshop. Today I'm working on the cross bike. Unfortunately I ran into some problems and I got a really extremely bad bottom bracket creak for the second time now. For the first time it was because for some reason my wave washer has been split, even though the system was tightened up to torque. And now I think the culprit is the very loose fit of the bearing in the cup. Now this is a Sram GXP bottom bracket press fit BB86 standard, and I can tell you it's an utter piece of shit. Now bearings themselves appear to be quite of a good quality, no problem with that, but really just putting them in a coarse plastic housing and hoping for the best, that's really not a good solution. So, and yeah, this should fit absolutely super tight, but obviously you can't do it in plastic, so the bearing can move around. But this was very loud even when there was no torque applied basically to the pedals, so it just came out with hand and I can press it in with my hand. So definitely not what you want from your bottom bracket. Very low quality, very cheap stuff, and it just shows. So for the short-term solution, I'm going to apply some Loctite 641. This is a bearing bonding agent and it should make the fit a bit tighter. The cups were pretty loose in the frame as well, so I'm going to treat basically all surfaces. Now this bearing is very wide, so it fits quite snugly in the plastic cup, but I think I'll remove that as well and treat it with this adhesive. And then I'm going to apply this Morgan Blue Aqua Proof paste to the spindle and all the surfaces on there to keep it from the dust collecting on there and the grime. Yeah, so this will be my short-term solution. Hopefully it will last until my Kogel bearings arrive. And that bottom bracket has a very nice machined aluminum housing for the bearings. It's very stiff, very solid, and it also interlocks the two pieces, so it's a much better solution. I already have a video on that, so I'll link it in the video below, in the description below, sorry, so you can check it out. Now I have ridden this bike for I think a bit more than 120 kilometers now, so really not that much, and the first signs of, well, low quality, to be honest, are starting to show. Well, of course it's the bottom bracket, but it's not really the frame's fault, but really this cable housing system. I'll just get a light so I can show you better. Yeah, so if you look at it, obviously this is one bi-specific frame, so no derailleur mount, and despite that it has inner liners for a front derailleur application and a front derailleur cable, and it just sticks out here. You can't really remove it because it's one piece with the rear cable guide, and it just sticks out here collecting mud and dust, which then accumulates under this little hatch, which is so badly fitting that it does nothing to keep it collecting from there. And yeah, it's just not a well thought out system. And then if you decide to put on a front derailleur anyway, maybe you can because it's a bent clip, then you've got nowhere to put your second bottle cage on, so I don't know, it's kind of weird. Now look from this side, it's much more visible. yeah, this is the plastic guide that is used for both derailleurs. I think I'm just going to cut this piece off and tape this one up, tape this hole up. Same goes for here, not a very well thought out system. This is where the front derailleur cable should go, and there's just no cover or blanking. You're getting in the frame, so I just again had to tape it up. So yeah, not very good in terms of design. The rear housing is also a bit weird because you don't get it full length. You have a cable stop here at the front of the frame, and then it's just a bare cable down to the bottom bracket, then into this guide. But then you got you've got other housing going basically all the way through here, so changing it wouldn't be too easy. If you have it up to this point anyway, then why not just keep the cable guide internal, and then all this chainstay without internal, outer housing, and put a cable stop here. I think it will make much more sense, and it's used on more bikes, more easy to change. Yeah, I've already mentioned the poor quality of the front brake attachment bondings. The threads are bonded, well, the bottom one is not completely straight, so I had to file down a bit from the caliper mount and also put a slanted washer basically to put it back into line. Another thing I don't really like, of course, this garish paint job is not anything of my taste. If you look at my nice subdued bikes over here, black and white, just what I like, no graphics. This has a ton of graphics on it. Well, it's not too bad looking, not that much of a problem, but really a matte paint job on a cyclocross bike is a terrible idea. You can't really clean it so it looks nice, because it's, even if you wash it, I have just washed this, and it gets terribly smudgy. I'm going to have to take another round through with it with a rag or some sponge or anything, and the hose down will not be enough. And then the mud surface is much more rough, and that means that mud and dust and dirt are going to be for them it's going to be much easier to stick on and keep on. So definitely not what you want with a cross bike. So matte finish when going off-road, but even on the road, not very practical and not very nice looking in my opinion. So yeah, this frame has got some issues. It was very cheap, but it seems like you do get what you pay for. It rides pretty well, but I think I'm now pretty convinced that I'll be getting the new Trek Boon frame as soon as it appears. And so this one. Okay, so hopefully this will solve my bottom bracket creaks. If you'd like to know more technical tips about setting up your bike, more about this bike itself and the component choice that I use on it, or maybe some of my other bikes, then don't forget to tune into my channel and subscribe. It's all for today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.